there's the baby.
Oh, there's the baby.
Oh, they have the babies.
Like we have.
Oh,
That's gonna make me cry.
they have him.
Sad. I can't
Breaking news on a story that's developing out of Washington State. A school security officer is believed to be on the run after being accused of murdering his ex-wife and girlfriend and then kidnapping his 1-year-old son. Elias Huizar failed to appear in court on Monday on a separate rape allegation. Police found his girlfriend shot to death in their home and their 1-year-old son missing. Police say Huizar also went to the school where his ex-wife worked as a teacher and fatally shot her. Now, he's reported to currently possibly be trying to escape the country to Mexico.
In a span of 5 years, Elias Huizar would go from losing his wife in a nasty divorce battle to impregnating his, at the time, 16-year-old girlfriend, to undergoing several investigations regarding his conduct towards minors, facing several rape allegations in the court of law, and losing his job with the Yakima Police Department and the Richmond School District. But of all the vile and disgusting things that Elias has done in his life and his career, taking the lives of the two mothers of his children, as well as sending police on a 300-mile-wide 2-state manhunt, would not only send the city of West Richland into a state of shock, but also cast an overwhelming amount of grief over the families of these two women. Welcome to BaasetCrimez. Remember to hit that like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Amber Marie Rodriguez was born on May 16th in 1992 and grew up in the city of Sunnyside, Washington. Growing up, Amber was very adventurous and outgoing, and even in adulthood, she never lost flair for her adventure and the purity of her heart. According to her family, she was beautiful, genuine, kind, and had an infectious laugh that could move mountains. She was the queen of movie quotes and had the funniest personality, with a sense of humor everybody loved being around. According to Amber's dad, she had a joy for fitness and sports and even began wrestling in high school. That's where, at the age of 17, she would meet 24-year-old Elias Huizar. Now, at the time, Elias was her wrestling coach, so it's unclear when their relationship actually began, but a lot of people speculate it did begin when she was underage. However, we'll get back to that subject later. Elias and Amber would go on to get married and have 2 beautiful children. For the most part, they had a normal relationship, at least from an outside perspective. Elias would work for the Yakima Police Department, and Amber would go on to do real estate. But things would soon take a quick turn in their relationship in 2019, around the time Elias started working as a school resource officer for the Yakima School District. That's where, in 2019, he would eventually meet 12-year-old Anjelica Santos. According to a Washington Middle School discipline report, Anjelica had gotten into an altercation with another student. That's when Elias, being the school resource officer that he was, stepped in to break up the girls' fighting. Now, allegedly, the relationship began when she was just 12 years old and he was 34. Now, while working as a school resource officer, Elias would undergo several investigations regarding rumors surrounding their relationship, as well as other inappropriate relationships that he had with other minors. Now, according to what a WA investigation uncovered, Anjelica was going around telling her friends that Elias was her secret boyfriend. Around this time, the school principal, Bill Hilton, and the vice principal, Sarah Cordova, as well as others, started noticing that the young girl was often hanging around the officer. It was also reported to the principal that Elias was making inappropriate comments to students. School officials started noticing that Anjelica and Elias standing next to each other more often in the mornings and during lunchtime. And although the principal never spoke to Elias about it, he said he told Anjelica to stop doing it. Now, in March of 2019, another student reported to school officials that Anjelica was going around on Snapchat telling people that she was dating the officer. Now, at this time, none of Anjelica's friends or family believed that she was telling the truth. The principal also noted that this student had a history of making false accusations and didn't believe them as well. When the principal talked to Anjelica and her grandmother about the messages, she denied the claims and said that her account was hacked. He also talked to Elias about the messages where he claims that Anjelica, quote, made him feel uncomfortable, and he didn't want her hanging around him. The principal didn't notify the school district administrators or Elias's supervisor at the police department about any of these allegations. So pretty much, the school principal couldn't verify if it was true or not, therefore he couldn't take any action in regards to punishing Elias for this. But a couple months later, in May of 2019, another student came forward and made reports about Anjelica bragging about being sexually active with the officer. According to messages that had been printed out for officials to see, someone with the username Lowkey stated that they had sex with Elias in the janitor's closet and at his home. In another instance, Anjelica reportedly told a friend about her relations with Elias, to which that friend told her father. Her dad then reported the information to the vice principal, who then finally reported Elias to the police himself. While the claims were being investigated, Anjelica was emergency expelled and Elias was placed on administrative leave. During the investigation, the Attorney General's office found that the school's officials and Anjelica's family did not believe the rumors. Her grandmother did not believe the poor officer did anything with Anjelica and didn't want him to suffer for things that were allegedly not true. 6 students were also interviewed but stated they never saw Anjelica and Elias off campus together. At one point during the investigation, Vice Principal Sarah Cordova's integrity and judgment was questioned, since at the time her husband was the police captain of the Yakima Police Department, which is the same department that Elias worked. But in all, a lot of the girls claimed that they weren't friends with Anjelica anymore because of the rumors. Anjelica denied the rumors and claimed that they were started by the girls because of jealousy and they wanted drama. Overall, without any evidence, the case was dropped in June of 2019. 3 months later, in September, Elias asked a judge for an order of protection to keep Anjelica away from Elias, his wife, and his children. He said that his wife was receiving strange phone calls and texts, which later revealed to be from Anjelica. A 2-year order of protection was granted when she was just 13 years old. It's unclear or not if the two had contact within the 2 years, but a year later, in December of 2020, Amber filed for divorce from Elias. A couple months later, in February of 2021, Elias reached back out to Anjelica, where he allegedly was on medical leave for PTSD from the Yakima Police Department. Court records show that their relationship continued, and she had his son in April of 2023 at the age of 16. Now, allegedly, Anjelica kept the father's identity a secret until the child was 6 months old, is when her family found out that it was Elias. Now, just to rewind a bit, Elias served as an officer for the Yakima Police Department from 2013 until 2022 before being terminated. It's unclear why exactly he was terminated, but he was undergoing some type of investigation before he finally left the company. Now, despite being fired from his position as well as undergoing several investigations while working as a school resource officer for the Yakima School District, he was able to obtain another position less than 30 days after being fired as a substitute teacher with the Richmond School District for 18 more months. So despite having all of these allegations against him, he was able to continue working around students in Washington State. Somehow, he was able to pass a background check and answered no on an affidavit to questions that included whether he ever resigned from a position with allegations of misconduct pending or even been subject to workplace investigation, you guys. So he pretty much lied on this application, saying that he never went through an investigation. But at the same time, the Richmond School District did not conduct a thorough background check enough for them to know that this actually happened to him. But things came to a head for Elias in February of 2024 when 2 teens, which included his 17-year-old girlfriend Anjelica and her 16-year-old friend, went to the police and told them that her friend woke up to Elias performing oral sex acts on her while she was passed out. Later that month, he was charged with child rape of Anjelica and her friend, and a judge ordered him to stay away from them both, as well as being fired from the Richland County School District. Now, despite Anjelica's family's concerns with their relationship, they deemed that it was, quote, good for the most part up until his recent arrest in February. He became controlling and would make her wear an Apple AirPods around the family to ensure she wasn't talking bad about him or discussing the case. According to Anjelica's mom, she tried to distance herself throughout the relationship, but struggled with the idea of breaking up her family. He had pretty much brainwashed her into believing they could be the perfect family. That same month in February, his ex Amber filed an order of protection against him and stated that she didn't even realize that his current girlfriend was the same girl he had put an order of protection out on years prior. According to court documents, Amber was terrified in the weeks leading up to the shooting. She was granted the order of protection for 1 year against Elias, and he was barred from owning any firearms. She had safety concerns throughout the divorce, stating she knows how he is and an order of protection is just, quote, a piece of paper. She was in fact so concerned about her safety that in September of 2022, she began working at Wiley Elementary School so that she can keep a close eye on their son. On April 20th of 2024, Amber filed for a change of custody agreement of their 2 children, claiming that she feared for their safety. This ultimately would set off Elias on a string of events that would ultimately lead to the demise of both ladies. On April 22nd, 2024, the same day Elias was due in court to face his rape allegations, he would do the unthinkable. Elias went up to the school where Amber worked and waited for her behind a portable area. When school was dismissed around 3:15 p.m., Elias approached his ex-wife, Amber, wearing all black and a black hat, and fired multiple shots at her. The staff directed students to safety, but unfortunately, it said that their 9-year-old son was a witness to the attack. According to court documents, police arrived on scene and noticed that Amber had multiple fatal shots to the head and torso with some type of .40 caliber weapon. While serving a search warrant at Elias's house, the West Richmond police discovered a second homicide victim, 17-year-old Anjelica Santos. Police noticed the child was missing, and around 9:45 p.m., they issued an Amber Alert for the 1-year-old.
Oh my god!
Lindsay, this is not safe.
What do you want me to do?
They have their fucking guns out! This is not safe at fucking all.
Oh my
god, I'm scared. I'm literally scared.
You better take videos the whole time.
I don't want to take pictures the whole time. Lindsay,
Holy shit!
my heart is racing. I'm fucking scared. Oh my god.
The semi guy's getting out.
Woo.
We got around at 10 French for any reason. There's the baby. Oh, there's the baby!
Oh, they have the babies.
Like we have.
Oh,
That's gonna make me cry.
they have
That's
him.
sad. I can't believe he was going
Oh. And they just.
1-year-old boy now safe. We're learning more about the man accused of kidnapping him.
Our Joelle Jones has been digging deeper into this case. She's live now to tell us what she's learned about him. Joelle, what can you tell us?
Well, you know, we've seen an outpouring of relief ever since baby Roman was found safe. But the aunt of Roman's mother tells me that she's still coming to grips with the fact that that boy will grow up without his mom. She describes the 17-year-old as beautiful, smart, and an amazing mother, telling me she feels her niece's alleged rapist should have never been out on bail.
As a multi-state manhunt ends in Eugene with 40-year-old Elias Huizar shooting himself in the head and baby Roman safe in police custody. The fallout from Huizar's alleged crimes continue to weigh on the families of the women murdered in Washington yesterday.
She was an amazing mom. She was just a baby.
West Richland police say the woman killed at William Wiley Elementary School was Huizar's ex-wife, 31-year-old Amber Marie Rodriguez. Authorities are not identifying the second victim found at his home, but her aunt says that's because she's only 17 years old and the mother of 1-year-old Roman.
She loved him. He was her world. She's a good mom. All she ever wanted was her baby to have a complete family.
Today, Benton County prosecutors confirmed Huizar was out on bail when he killed both women.
At the time of the murder, Mr. Huizar was out on conditions of release on 2 pending felony matters for rape of a child in the 3rd degree and rape in the 2nd degree. The total bail on those 2 matters was $250,000.
Court documents show Huizar was arrested after a 2-hour SWAT standoff in February this year for raping a 17-year-old after getting she and her 16-year-old friend drunk. Investigators say the 17-year-old victim met Huizar when he was a school resource officer at her middle school, while he was employed at the Yakima Police Department and she was 15 years old, claiming they entered a sexual relationship shortly after and he ultimately got her pregnant.
I never did like him. There's no reason an almost 40-year-old man should have gotten a 15-year-old kid pregnant.
Huizar worked for Yakima police from 2013 to 2022, when the department says he left after an undisclosed discipline. From there, he worked for the Richmond School District as a resource officer.
I believe he should have never had a bail. I believe he should have never been let out. I believe he was a police officer at one point, so therefore he should have been automatic high risk for flight.
It's a shame that both these two young mothers were let down by the justice system. Hopefully both Amber and Anjelica's families will be able to find peace from this situation. Both young mothers who had kids to look after, gone at the hands of the man that they once loved and who was supposed to be their protector. Hopefully these ladies' children will grow up with a lot of love and support from the families, not only just from their own, but as well as Elias's family. May Amber and Anjelica continue to rest in peace, and may their families find some type of solitude from this situation. Crime family, be safe and be blessed.